Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Wirral Theatre Festival podcast. You've got myself, Robbie, and you've got Craig.
Hello.
And we've got our very special guest here. We have got Eleanor. Do you want to say hello?
Hi.
Welcome.
And her mum, who is just here for moral support. She will not be speaking, but you are here and very proud. She's beaming over there. So, for those who don't know, we did a writing competition, didn't we? We set out a little... We should put it on the website, didn't we?
We did. We had a little brief. We tried to circulate it as much as we could.
Yeah, we wanted to encourage any of the young people on Wirral, because I remember when I was younger, there wasn't really lots of writing opportunities. Not that I particularly think I'm a good writer, but I always loved creating things. And there wasn't many opportunities, so we wanted to give an opportunity for any young people who wanted to be able to submit something that potentially we could turn into a play if the story was viable, because obviously there's some great stories, but they might not fit on stage because they have too many characters or too many things going on. So we thought we'd set a little brief. I think we said, didn't we, like no more than like 2 sides of A4, up to 4 characters, or it might have even been 2 characters. We put a little simple brief together and we just sent it out to the schools and just saw what happened. And Eleanor was one of the people who sent their story to us. So Eleanor's on just to give a little interview, and we'll be talking about how the play is going to work as well, for those who are listening, and just for you to get to know a little bit more about the writer. So first of all, congratulations for winning the competition. Woo! You won purely because it was a great story, not because we know anybody or anything. You're unconnected to it. It was a really, really interesting story, and I really loved. There's like a dark twist in it, but I can't say too much about it. But I think people are really going to enjoy it when, I'm not going to say if, when they come to see it. So are you all right if we ask you a couple of questions?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So first of all, obviously this is the first year we've run a theatre festival. I was just interested, how did you hear about the competition?
My English teacher told us that we could devise a story for a competition, so I did.
Do you know what? I love my English teacher as well, because they would always let us know if there was anything creative. I think they are more creative than drama teachers sometimes, English teachers.
Well, if you don't have any words, then you don't have any plays.
Absolutely. And obviously you've won the competition, so congratulations to you for that. But how did you feel about it when you got told? Because we didn't tell you personally, did we? We told one of the people that you live with. So how did you feel about winning it?
I can't put it into words how I felt, but I told everyone about it.
Well, we've had a chat before the podcast, and I know you're very, very chatty, so I bet you were very excited and told lots of people. And it was such, as I've said already, like, it's a really, really interesting story. Like, I don't want to say too much because you never want to give too many spoilers out, do you? But where did the inspiration come from for the story? What was the idea?
I just started writing on paper and the words came to me.
See, that's a true writer, I think. You just like had a little bit of inspiration, the words came. It's, I mean, how do you find it? Because you do a lot of writing, Craig. I'm less in the writing foray myself.
Well, you're already well ahead of me. I needed to be in the right mood. I need to have the right time off work, so I'm not worried about other things. Music on, maybe a glass of wine, I don't know. Yeah.
Now, obviously, when we put the competition out, Eleanor, we had to put a few rules in place. Otherwise, we might have had a 60-page story from somebody or like a 2-line story. So, obviously, you fulfilled the brief. You wrote the story really well. But is there anything you think you would add to the story if you had a bit more time or a bit more room?
I would have added more characters, but then I felt that it would have the distracted from the main story. Perhaps a random passerby walking past. You might be confused why children are in the park after dark.
Oh, we're hinting at the story here, aren't we, as well? Because it is set in a park at night. But like we've not said any more yet, but it's it is a really, really good story. So obviously writing stories is like such a creative thing. Have you always been interested in creating things?
I am very creative, even if it comes down to what I say or what I write. I do drawing, I go dancing, I've also done some drama in school. I was in a play about Greek mythology.
Do you know what? That's really funny because me and Craig actually do a play in schools about Greek mythology. But you know what? He plays the princess.
I play the princess, I play Pandora. I play, well, you
and
play
two old men and 2 princesses.
Yeah, 2 old men, 2 princesses. And if I have to, also a Minotaur. But to be fair,
we normally get a teacher.
We normally get a teacher to do the Minotaur, yeah.
And that it was Pandora's box.
Oh.
Was that one of the stories you were in? Who were you in Pandora's box?
Epimetheus.
Oh.
The giant. I play Epimetheus.
Yeah, I play Pandora.
We make her Scouse.
Scouse.
Pandora the Explorer. And she just wants to go shopping. But first you can open that box for me, can't you? I was like, no, I can't.
Yeah. No, you can't take
Can't
it.
open the box, can you? We know about Pandora's box. If you don't know about Pandora's box, do some research. It's a great story.
Well, maybe they should have locked the box away.
They should have done. Well, I think they did, but Pandora was desperate to get that box open. But we've got to be careful because we're talking about your story, which is much more exciting, I think.
Bury the box underground so you can't find it.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, you sound very excited about anything when you're talking about, which is great. Are you excited to see your story brought to life?
Yes, I haven't described the characters in detail in my story. There's some more creativity for you to make them look how you want.
And you know what? Sometimes that can be a real gift because some writers, they describe everything in loads of detail. And that can be really good, can't it? Mm-hmm. But when you're turning something into a play, it can sometimes be nice if there's some questions not answered, because it kind of gives a bit of freedom for the actors or whoever's like turning it into the play or the director to kind of try a few different things out. You know, whereas if you'd have said like, you know, the child in the red coat had a balloon in their hand, we've kind of got to have a child in a red coat with a balloon in their hand. Like, we don't get any freedom. Like, it's just...
Yes. It turns into Pennywise.
Possibly. We're not going to go that scary with it, I don't think. But it is a creepy story. That's all I'll say on that one. Mm-hmm. And is there anyone in particular that you'd like to come and see your story?
I'd like my family to be there.
Of course. I'm sure they'll be there in droves. And hopefully some of your friends. I think your mum was telling us that at school asked you up in assembly, was it, to congratulate you, which is well deserved, of course. So hopefully some of them will come and see it as well. Is there... I mean, you always have to ask in these interviews, don't you? Is there I'll let you ask this one.
Royalty. Do you have any spoilers that you want to share about the story? Or do you want to keep it all to yourself?
You'll just have to come and see it.
That creepy laugh may not feature in the production. We shall have to wait and see.
Yes, I can't do an evil laugh.
It wasn't a bad evil laugh,
Yeah, it wasn't
to be
bad.
fair.
It was quite sinister, I thought, to be fair.
So we'd explain to Eleanor, for those who are still listening, that the way the story's going to work, she's written a little story, so it's not going to be the whole play. It's kind of set around 3 children telling spooky stories to each other, trying to scare each other. And Eleanor's story is going to be one of the stories that tries to scare the other 2 characters. We'll have to... Oh, we did a bit of ASMR there.
ASMR. I just sound just like the fire. To just sound like the fire crackling in the background.
That's really good. Now, do you know what? I'll be honest. We had a little chat 'cause it can be nerve-wracking doing interviews, and we have prepared a couple of answers. Would you be all right if I ask you one question without you thinking about it? See what you can do.
Okay.
If it goes silent, we can move on. But just because you did that, those noises then, I just wanted to ask you, based on your story and what you can remember of it, are there any sound effects that you think we really need to have involved in the story?
I kind of think when the gate kind of locks, I guess.
Yeah, that click of the lock, because you even put the word click in, didn't you? Use, what's the English term for it? There's a word when you put the sound in a word.
I'm pretty sure it was, no, it wasn't an oxymoron.
No, that's 2 opposite words. I'll know it if you said it, but I can't think of it myself either. Yes. Don't panic. Someone listening will probably have said it to themselves out loud. It's like, it's this.
Yeah.
It might be onomatopoeia.
Is it onomatopoeia? If something is written how it sounds.
Mum, have a Google.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been a long time since I've been in school.
Onomatopoeia. If it's when you write a word for how it sounds, as long as you spell it roughly how it sounds, it should come up in Google, I think. It's one of those weird OE spellings, I think.
I think it is onomatopoeia, like the thing is, when you were searching for a word in your brain, it's harder to find it than that if you're just casually talking.
It is. Well, I mean, I don't use onomatopoeia every day of my life, you know. Yeah. And I think also there's like, I think, what do you think about a creaky gate sound as well? That would add some tension, or... Tricky one, isn't it? So it's got 3 characters. So you're lucky because we've got 3 actors in our casts. So they'll all be able to take part in that story. So the way it works is there's, I think I started saying earlier, there's 3 children who are all telling a story. It was onomatopoeia, we just had confirmation. So there we go, we got there between us. It's
My
English
English teacher will be so proud.
3 children, if you're listening, Craig's amazing.
Yes.
There's 3 children telling stories, trying to scare each other, and yours is going to be the middle story, I think. So we'll hear one story. and then we'll hear your story, and then woe betide whoever's got to follow that story. I think it's going to be a fun story. And then we haven't decided on the ending, but do you remember you had an idea earlier? Do you want to tell your idea?
Okay, it was like the fire goes out and then the stage blacks out.
Which is quite scary if we plunge the room into darkness.
And maybe the lights can turn on to reveal that there is no one on stage anymore. But like the fire is randomly back.
I do like that. That's
I
a
feel
really
like you're
good
going to
idea.
grow up to be a horror writer.
I think.
Yeah.
Now, I'll be honest though, we might upset you with that because if it's very, very full, if lots of people come to see it, the whole room might not be completely dark. Because in the floor building, the room that we've got, there are windows out to the seaside right at the back of the room. And if we have a small audience, we can close some doors, can't we? And it can become dark. But if it's very popular, and I think yours might be, there might be a little bit of light coming in. But we can have a try though, so you'll have to let me know. Will you tell us your opinion after you've seen it of what was good and maybe what you'd change?
Okay, and like I guess when she was on the wall, she should also have some like footsteps.
Footsteps are good as well. I like footsteps, yeah.
A staple of creepy, scary stories.
I do
Footsteps,
like it.
creaky gates, and you've got like, you remember when like you hear swings and the creaky swings in the wind.
Swaying on their own.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some great ideas. I mean, you could really expand this story.
And like I'm guessing some sound of the wind as there is a slight breeze.
Yeah, because you mentioned the breeze as well. Yeah, wind's another good one. Anything kind of weather-wise always kind of helps set an atmosphere, doesn't it?
It's really strange how a park can be really the funnest thing in the day, but really spooky in the evening.
Absolutely. I only have happy memories of the park usually, but I hope I'm not going to be afraid to go in a park after seeing your story come to life. Because do you know what? I'm excited as well because I'm helping write the script, but then I'm passing it over to someone else. So I won't see fully how it looks or makes either until the actual day. I'm just going to dip in and out to see what they need. So I'll probably be as surprised as you.
And also a quick note: don't go into the park after dark. They are locked for a reason.
To be fair, there's not many places I would go after dark. I tend to stay in my house. I'm a home bird these days.
They locked the park because of my story.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe that was going to say, maybe that is the reason.
That's the reason.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Eleanor, for coming onto our podcast, and thank you so much for submitting your story because it was such a good story and well deserved of a win, wasn't it?
It was indeed.
So that is all we've got time for on this episode of our podcast. If you have enjoyed watching it and you would like to come and see Eleanor's show that's part of Spooky Tales, it's being performed on Friday the 30th of August at 2:45. Double check on the website there, but I'm pretty sure that is correct. And you can get tickets direct from the Wirral Theatre Festival website. There's a link that takes you onto the Flora websites, or you can ring up their box office as well and get tickets. We just can't wait to see you all there. So from me, it's bye.
And bye for me.
Okay, and bye for me.